Hello, everyone. My name is Nutmeg Baker, and I am here with Saskia Nieboer. She has the Herbal Study Center, the Groene Zon in Groningen. And we are going to talk about herbs and plants. And Saskia is going to be teaching two classes at the Wild Roots Herbal Gathering this June. She's going to teach first aid with herbs, very useful to know, and take women on a plant identification walk. And what I love about Saskia is not only her amazing sense of humor and her deep wisdom of herbs, but we can walk, oh goodness, maybe 50 meters and talk
Yeah,
for
max.
hours about what is
Mhm.
there. So welcome, Saskia. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, why herbalism? What what first got you into that? What was your pathway in?
I used to be a nurse,
Mm.
and in fact, in the hospital, I thought that it was really not a good surrounding for people to heal. And they were quite frightened and depending on us, on the nurses, on the doctors. And then I thought, but this couldn't be the way to heal. There must be another way. And my parents didn't know anything about it.
Mm.
But still, I grew up in Switzerland. I saw some things. And then when I heard about herbs, immediately I was sure that that was a better way. And I got the opportunity to live in Bavaria for
Oh,
4 years in a study center for herbs, and I really learned to. I had this, um, you know, I really learned the herbs from inside. We
mm,
were eating them, we were collecting them, we were teaching about them, and all the time I was asking why and how and
mm,
what. And during winter there would be so much snow, so we all would take our herbal books and study together. And so I wrote my first like small books with all those informations I gathered there, and that was my base, in fact. And
wow.
then I thought that is the best you can do, to help yourself with what is growing around you. That's so wonderful that it's growing everywhere. So even in town, I once gave a walk in the town, and people said, we hope there is enough. Well, it was like on the other gatherings, 50 meters, and we already had found so many herbs. So
Oh,
they're
wow.
everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely. I like to call it
Mhm.
nature's pharmacy.
Yeah,
It
really, really.
truly
And
is.
it's amazing, it's strong. It's wonderful to be working with living creatures. It's not something dead. It's not a pill. It's living. It's alive. It's interacting with us. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and these herbs are so patient with us, because
Mm,
we are really stupid. We pull them out, we
mm.
step on them, and still they are coming back. So that's almost a miracle to
Oh,
me.
so much compassion. It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, but it's true. It's they are really, yeah, lo- lovely creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I love about the work that you do as well, is you really help people identify what these
yeah,
plants look like, because we're
yeah. That's
encountering them
true.
all day long. And sometimes,
Yeah.
oh, I had no idea that was this plant, and I see it every day. I walk by it.
And
Yeah.
so many times people tell me, "Oh, those!" I always pull them out. That is
Oh,
so often. They say, "I hate it,"
yeah.
and then in the end of the lesson, they say, "It came to help me." That's so often that we realize how really wonderful plants are,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and
And it's
how knowing as well, eh? What we
absolutely.
need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's mostly what we have in our most immediate environment is
yeah,
is really, Mother Nature, creator, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is really like providing us with the assistance and nourishment that we
yeah.
really need.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And it can make you really happy. You know,
Yeah.
I once I had suddenly in the back of my garden, I had seven, I don't know whether you call them, it's in Dutch, it's called kaardebol distel.
Ah,
It's a thistle and they
yes.
grow, the roots are especially against Lyme. How
Oh,
do you call it? Borreliosis?
yeah.
How
Lyme
it's called?
disease.
Lyme's
Lyme
disease.
disease. Yeah.
And I had seven. They really surrounded me. I couldn't step out of the door without seeing them. And then I thought, okay, I will have myself tested. Maybe I have Lyme, and I had Lyme. And
Oh my.
I didn't realize, you know, until they came and they really were giving me this message for you have to use us. And I started to take these drops and it wasn't, I didn't feel I had this Lyme's disease, you know.
Right.
So I wasn't ill, but these drops certainly did very well,
Oh
worked
wow.
very well for me.
Oh, incredible. Wow.
Yeah. And these kind of stories I hear every day, you know.
I love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And what would you say are some of the common, let's say, ailments or reasons or like the stories that your students are coming to you?
Now, I think that in fact, it's the wish of people to be connected to nature, you know, and
Yeah.
to know what is growing around you, to have this contact, to really appreciate more. And many students tell me that their husband is a bit angry because they are now walking slower and looking around and saying, look at the elderberry, look at the dandelions are flowering, you know, all these kind of things. So then I'm content because then I think, okay, that's
Yeah.
what is really good for us to know what is around us.
Yeah.
You know, many people they just step on it and they don't respect at all what is growing, and that's
Yeah.
really pity, you know.
Yeah. They help us to slow down, right? That's what I
Oh yes, they
really
help us
like
to
about the
slow
plant.
down, and they help us to look better, to
Mm,
smell, to walk somewhere and you think, what do I
mm,
smell here? What's this, you know? What
mm.
do I see? And so that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And people want to know because that's our nature. We want to be connected, you know?
Yeah.
And it gives a lot of roots. Like that's why I think that your name of Herbal Roots Gathering is the best ever because it's really the roots we are
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
our own roots, you know, and
Absolutely.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what I feel about when I spend more time out with the plants, with my hands in the soil. I'm
yeah,
really coming back to my own nature,
yeah,
my own, but deeply connected with what is around me, knowing
yeah,
that I'm not
exactly.
separate from it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, often people think they are separate from something. You cannot be separate. We are here. It's only to restore these connections, you know. That's all. We are
Mm.
connected. We just have to realize how
Yeah.
deep they go
Yeah.
and how strong they are, in fact. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this might be a hard question, but maybe what are like two of your favorite herbs? It's like it's really hard because there's so many. I'm sure by now
No, it's
you've
not so
probably worked
hard.
with hundreds, but we all have those
Yeah.
ones that we have an extra special relationship with. Yeah.
Well, you know, my number one is the stinging nettle.
Yes.
The stinging nettle is really
Ah,
a miracle because it has so many qualities. It contains so many different micronutrients, or
yeah.
nutrients, how you call it,
Nutrients.
micronutrients, and so many. It's so healing, you know. In fact, everywhere in the body, it's cleaning. It's helping to make processes go easily. It's giving us extra. It's and so I really love this plant, and it's coming everywhere.
Right
And it's
now.
also a host for how you call them, for
Butterflies.
butterflies. Oh,
That's
of
right.
course.
That's
For
something I learned
butterflies,
from you is the
yeah,
lower leaves. You never
yeah,
want to pick the lower leaves because they're host to all the
yeah,
butterfly larvae.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then we have these roots we make like, we put them in vinegar to wash the hair. Well, you don't put it pure on your hair, but you take maybe 2 or 3 spoons in half a liter of warm water to make your hair shine and to calm down the skin of the head. And we also use those roots in alcohol for problems with the prostata.
Yeah.
How you call it? Prostate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's so incredible. And then we have these seeds. They're really tasty and they can give you energy in winter. And then we have these fibers to make like nice ropes and everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's a wonderful plant, wonderful. And it's preparing the soil for being really fertile for other plants as well. As soon as you take the nettle out, you will find that the soil is really like wonderful, so soft and so in very small pieces, like crumbling.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's really, and it can also clean dirty areas. So that means you cannot take herbs anywhere, and certainly not stinging nettles, because you never know why they grow there. If you
right.
don't know, you have to find out first, because it could be an industrial area with a lot of poison even. But even there, they can help.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my number one.
Oh.
Oh, now for the number two, there are quite a lot herbs fighting about number two. But I think I would take the flaxseed.
Yeah.
In fact, I would really love to teach everybody in the whole world about flaxseed, because um, it can really save people from so many problems. It's like very good for your intestines. It's
Sure.
protecting for all your
Mucous
muculosis,
membranes. Yeah.
mucous membranes.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
then we make like poultices
Yeah. Poultice.
with
To put it on the
poultice,
skin. Yeah.
yeah, for infections. And so and then you have this wonderful oil which is good for your heart and for your vessels. And yeah, I love this herb as well. And it's beautiful, and the snails don't like it. So I live in an
Oh.
area with immensely many snails, so
Yeah.
they don't eat light seeds.
Oh, really? So do you
Yeah, you
actually
can.
sprinkle those in the garden, or do you?
No, I make like, I put them in one place because they are so beautiful when they grow. They
Yeah.
are all straight, and with these lovely bluish or
Mm.
white or pink flowers.
Mm.
It's wonderful to see. And it's a pleasure because something is growing. In my garden, my snails think that everything is for them.
Yes.
So they are like waiting what I put inside. They will eat it immediately, but they won't eat flaxseed.
Ah,
Yeah,
interesting. Interesting.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Well, we've been lucky enough to have you teach about the nettle and the flax at the
Yeah,
gathering. So,
that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
It's
know every
but
time I
like,
do that women get to experience your teachings, that they walk away
yeah,
with so much wisdom.
yeah, because it is, when I started and you would have told me you are going for 43 years, you will always be being learning and teaching about herbs, I would have said, oh, that's boring. No, I wouldn't never do that, but it's true. And every day I learn something new. You are
Yeah.
never finished learning about herbs, never.
Oh,
And it goes deep. They have so many secrets, each of them.
oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Well, we look forward to having you and your
Yeah.
assistants here again. You'll also be doing the
Me
wellness
too.
area. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks so much for
Mhm.
taking a bit of time out today to
And thanks
talk
for
with
having
me
me
about.
and for
Yeah,
talking about it.
yeah, yeah. It sounds
Let's
like
meet in, when is it? In
June,
June.
yeah, June 9th through the 11th. Yeah, the Wild Roots Herbal
Yeah.
Gathering. So, yeah, very
Mhm.
happy to have you there with us, Saskia. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And see you
Okay. See
in
you
June.
then.
Yeah. Bye bye,
Bye.
Nutmeg.